Oh, hey everyone, I'm here with wonderful Sharon Strimling, who I think everyone's going to know. Hi, my lovely. Thank you for doing this with
Hi,
us.
I'm so
So,
happy.
so Sharon, yeah, well-known coach, could have talked today about hundreds of different topics, and Sharon's chosen health for us, which I'm so glad about because every time I look at her, she's like the embodiment of health and vibrancy and how to live life in a way that's so in tune. She's my go-to for any new health ideas that are coming in, and so I'm so glad that you're here, lovely. And so, do you want to say a little bit about yourself to begin with? A bit more about?
Oh, well, just I'm really happy to be talking to you about it. I think you're the person who has the most fun with me talking about health.
I do.
I
I
was going
really
to talk about health
do.
with anybody. It was going to be um and well, just that I've been in the world of health for my whole career and in very many different ways and angles. So, I said to you, how am I going to do this in 15 minutes? But
No.
we'll do it because I think it brings out the highlights of it all.
Yeah.
And I think what I would say is that health has been a journey for me from when I was small of both tremendous joy and tremendous suffering. And it's really the joy that has won out and a transformation of the suffering that I saw as a theme running through all of the health exploration, but whether it's health of the mind, health of the body, um, health of the emotions. It's been a theme in my life for a long time. So, and I think the joy of it is what you connect with when we
Yeah,
speak
yeah.
and
I really
really
do. I
see.
love
So
it.
I'm happy to be bringing that.
Oh, thank you, lovely. Thank you. So, yeah, so tell us your three things.
Oh gosh, I don't know if I was that organized, but what I will say is that I realized that health for me is aliveness. It's fully being awake and alive, and it's joy. It's deep joy, even in the heart of what I found, and largely thanks to you, what I found in the heart of suffering is a place of deep opening and joy and capacity to be really touched by the richness of this life. And that, um, well, I don't know if there is an organized third. I hope that's okay.
That's perfect. That's perfect. Yeah. So tell us a little bit more about so say someone watching this is feeling unjoyful in their body or in their lifestyle.
Yeah.
What would you say to
Yeah.
them?
I've spent a lot of time there. It was interesting because when I was young, I had people, the closest people to me, some of them in great joy around health, where the idea of eating something healthy just lit him up and made everything taste better. And I was very dubious about like, how is that? You're just, you're making that happen and that's not really real. But I found out it was very real as I understood more and more about thought and our orientation and what we're picking up on. And then tremendous suffering in people closest to me, body image, being at war with food, and I went through both of those. So I delight and love. I ran to my kitchen before this. I couldn't help it because I love the colors of beautiful food. I couldn't help it. This is a purple smoothie and a green juice. And
What's in them?
colors in this, there's blueberries, organic wild blueberries, which have are so incredible for the system, and they taste delicious. And a little bit of banana, almonds, and some protein powder. And in this is celery, cucumber, ginger, lemon, and sometimes I put green apple.
So
But
lovely.
like these colors, so these look kind of like the classic, okay, you're going to talk about health. It's obviously going to be about weight and it's going to be about eating the right things, but that's not really where I'm going. I brought these because the colors delight me. And then I made my favorite chocolate mousse
You're
to
so
round it out
excellent.
with these beautiful the chocolate is it's the number one longevity food. Cacao is.
Wow.
It's amazing. It's an amazing thing. It is bitter, so there's maple syrup in here, and this is made with avocado. And believe it or not, it tastes amazing and people love it. And I think what happened for me was that it never felt right and it has continued not to feel right in my life to be at war with myself or to be at war with life.
Yeah.
And continually pick up on ways that I'm doing that and I still do that. But there's a there's a love beneath all of that. And what I find with food and when I work with people with food, because I was trained as a health coach and other things, is that they had a philosophy called crowding out, but I like to think of it as joying out. They would talk about a plate of food and that you would fill it with so many beautiful, nourishing foods that it would and you would eat a lot of it, like no measuring and pulling back. You would eat a lot of it and it would crowd out space for the things you reach to because you don't feel nourished, that aren't as healing.
Mm.
But people would still do that from a principle of sort of discipline and sort of being hard on themselves. And so, what I love to do with people is find their joy. And it doesn't matter if it's cashews or avocados that have a ton of fat. It doesn't matter if it's mango that has a ton of sugar. Like at first, all I want is to find the things that are nourishing and part of our nature, Gaia nature, Earth nature, that we love. And sometimes it takes a little while because we got so much clouded up thinking about what we should love. But I've never been with somebody where we couldn't find something that nature provided that was delicious. And I would encourage them to fully dive into the joy of that and really savor every bite. So, and then that would expand, that love would expand. And it's not just food, it's movement. So for me, it's how can I move in a way that I love? Like if it's going down to the beach or if it's dancing or if it's rolling around with my dog, like it's joyful movement. And then with the world of emotions and psychology, oh, that's been so deep. Can I tell a quick story? It's
Mm.
really,
Yeah, yeah,
I know,
yeah, of course.
but I think you may know it. But at one point you said to me, you want loneliness. You want to feel loneliness. And I was really scared of loneliness. I've had a lot of it in a way that felt like I couldn't take it in my life. And I was standing in my living room and I had the music coming through Spotify and a Frank Sinatra romantic song came on. And at the time, I had gone through a very difficult thing in a relationship and we were apart. And my hand immediately reached out to you know how you can tap the top of a speaker these days to
Yeah,
shut
yeah,
it up? So I
yeah.
was like, shut up, Frank Sinatra. And my hand reached out and I saw my hand as it was going. And I saw it in action and I pulled my hand back. And I thought, I can't take this. And then I thought, let's see. And I stood there and I softened into the feeling as it rose up in me. And I think of it like a wave. Claire, this being with is like a because I'm by the ocean. I love waves.
Yeah.
There's this building up of energy, and there's this crescendo. It reaches the crescendo that I'd stayed away from. But then, like any wave, it crescendos and it crests and it crashes. And then, you know, the sound on a beach when the water kind of comes back through the pebbles and there's that shh, so peaceful. Well, I stayed through the whole wave. And I was very surprised and so moved by how beautiful it felt to be fully alive to that feeling.
Mm.
And I was in rapture with the beauty of being with that. And as the wave receded, I just sort of stood and swayed with myself to this music. And I don't know if I told you what happened next, but after a few minutes of just, this is wow, I thought, I'm hungry. It happens to me all the time. I love food. So I went to my fridge and I opened the fridge And on the right were all these vegetables that I would have had to prep and prepare and cook. And on the left was a tub of nice yogurt, which I like. And I reached for the yogurt. And it was just like my hand reaching for the speaker. I realized in that moment that what I really wanted was the vegetables, but I didn't want the loneliness of making a meal alone. But I had just had this experience and I thought, it's okay. And I grabbed the vegetables and I cooked myself a beautiful meal. And in that, I saw both the experience of being awake to the fullness of life and how rich that was. And I also saw how much freedom it gave me to actually have the thing I want and go for it and do it and
Right.
not be afraid of it. So I made a beautiful meal.
Oh, Sharon.
So I thought it might be a good story to share because the health is from every angle.
Mm.
And it's been slow by slow through a lifetime, little by little. But that can be, I think, part of the joy and the learning and the peacefulness is to let it unfold slow by slow. And now I really do um, love that I can share that with others from a place of joy, which seems to be contagious.
Yes. Well,
Um,
actually, I'm just thinking, it's making me think about your retreat, which we were just talking about. I mean, you've got a retreat coming up in
I've
Mexico.
got a retreat coming up in Mexico. Yeah, it's in April, and there's still a couple of spots left. And I have scholarships available as well. And it's going to be a beautiful group of women. This happens to be a women's retreat. I do both. And yeah, we're going to be looking into really every aspect of this. And
Yeah.
yeah, starting mostly with what I would describe as the wave experience, being with ourselves in love. Like that standing still with Sinatra, it
Mm.
was it was not a harsh place. It was a place of love. It took a
Yeah.
little chutzpah. It took a little like,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
but it was a place of love. And this group of women is going to be amazing. So we'll hold loving space to explore these things. And then my retreats are always very focused on fun. So every afternoon will be like, we'll talk in the mornings and we'll have these explorations. And every afternoon is time to swim in the sea, explore the turtle sanctuary, the farm, eat delicious food, be by yourself in connection with yourself or be with others in connection with them. Like lots of space to just wake up and be alive in Mexico on the beach.
Darling,
Yeah.
what an amazing treat for the people who go with you for that.
Thank you.
Oh,
Yeah.
April, thank you so. I mean, everyone can see it. You can everyone who's watching this, you can see, can't you, what I'm talking about? Like it just radiates out of you, and it's just it's so coherent, this health within you. So I'm so grateful
Mm.
for you sharing it with us and sharing it with the world through your work. And
Oh,
yeah,
thank
thank you so
you. Oh,
much.
could I add one quick thing?
Yeah, yeah.
Just that the health of the earth was a piece of that.
Oh,
So part
yeah,
of my joy is that these nutrients that I buy are supporting like healthy farming in the earth.
yeah.
And where we'll be in Mexico is an eco reserve that
Oh,
takes
brilliant.
really good care of the land. They're shepherds of the land and
Yeah.
regeneration. And then they take really good care of their community. So I didn't want to leave that out because it
Yes.
looked
Yeah,
like it's
yeah.
picture, it's not just about this here, it's about this and all of it. So
Totality of it.
thanks for
Yeah.
letting me just tack that on. But yeah, it's been really wonderful talking with you.
Oh,
Thank
thank you so much, lovely. See you soon. Thank you, darling.
you. Bye.
Bye, lovely.